Hudson River Derby. It's a special one.
You're playing for bragging rights locally.
There's fans that used to root for the Red Bulls that are there.
You can't just jump ship.
New Jersey can never be New York.
Players, when we step on the field, we don't like each other.
You can just run the tape on these games, and I think you'll get the idea.
We want to beat them as bad as they want to beat us.
The tempo, the ferocity of this game.
These games get feisty. If you're moving slow, you'll get run over.
The back and forth.
Dog eat dog.
Born households.
New York is red, it's blue.
There's no love there.
If you think about New York City, I think one of the first words that comes to mind is hustle.
The hustle, the bustle, that's what New York is.
It's got a tempo, a speed, an aggression.
There's a spirit and energy. A lot of people everywhere you go.
There's people from all walks of life, everybody being able to coexist. It's a beautiful thing.
You can go to Broadway, you can go to a rooftop. Whatever you want to do and what time you want to do it, you can do it.
Even though it can come off as intimidating or fast-paced for other people, the more and more time you spend here, you actually really appreciate it.
When you watch the two New York teams play, we both symbolize that.
Hustle is the perfect word for New Yorkers.
The soccer scene was certainly different when I grew up. I really wanted the sport to be more popular like it is around the world.
My mom would ask me in college, what do you really want to do with your life? I said, Mom, I want to play. Imagine dreaming about that without a real pro league. It's actually absurd. In the late 70s, it was the New York Cosmos.
The Cosmos got full coverage like any other team. It could have been the Yankees, the Giants, the Mets.
One day Pelé arrived and the sport exploded. We literally went from crowds of 800 people to sold-out Giant Stadium. Soccer first took off in this country. Then it died.
It was barren. It was a wasteland.
When we finally hear there's going to be a major league soccer and New York's going to have a team, you just can't believe it.
ESPN presents the inaugural game of Major League Soccer.
There's a fan base here waiting for the next team, and it was the Metro Stars.
I used to go to Metro Stars games with my dad. That's when I really fell in love with the game.
There was a lot of excitement. The soccer community was involved again.
The Metro Stars is where it all began with Major League Soccer.
Fast forward 10, 15 years to see where it is now, it's something I take a lot of pride in.
And then Red Bull came in. It took some time for die-hard fans to transition from Metro Stars to Red Bulls. But then Red Bull started bringing in big players, Thierry Henry, Tim Cahill, and they've embraced it now. Because of the stadium, the noise, the tifos, they're into Red Bull.
They've put together an incredible team that challenges year in and year out. For me, it's been a great story.
But they haven't won the MLS Cup yet. These Red Bulls fans, they want a ring.
And then New York City came on the scene.
The first ever soccer club within the 5 boroughs, New York City FC.
We had a lot of Red Bull fans. We know a lot of NYCFC fans, so they're button heads.
We've had a New York team for 20 years. We've been here. We've been running the place.
You can't just jump ship. How do you look? Can't do it.
I never had a connection with that team. Why? They're in Jersey, they're not in New York. Day one is important for any supporter. You're proud of being there from day one. I'm proud of being there from day one.
Even before they play a game, NYCFC put a flag in the ground that said New York City.
It feels like the team is more unified. It feels like the fans are more unified. The Red Bull fans feel very aggressive to me. I'm not into it.
Good riddance.
NYCFC wanted to make a big noise when they entered Major League Soccer. We're going to sign the biggest and the brightest stars. David Villa, Andrea Pirlo, Frank Lampard. There's some big names. Automatically it creates a buzz.
And that star power really helped propel the franchise and bring attention to New York City FC.
It absolutely raised the level of soccer.
We had to be really good knowing that we're going to then have some competition. We didn't want to lose any fans.
They're competing for the fan. They're competing for television ratings and sponsors.
It's obviously an instant rivalry, and then you step on the field and the rest is history.
The first ever meeting between the New York Red Bulls and New York City FC is underway.
The first one was very lopsided.
NYCFC being a new club in New York, all eyes, all focus was on that team, and everybody kind of forgot about New York Red Bull and how dangerous they could be.
And that's finished by Bradley Wright Phillips.
That was an incredible game. The fans came out in masses.
Packed with people wearing jerseys and scarves for NYCFC, a team that never played before.
Rolled wide from Allen, first time cross, good cross.
was one of the best environments that I've ever played in or even witnessed. It was just visceral.
The first meeting between Major League Soccer's now two New York teams goes to the New York Red Bulls.
It's hard to say something's a rivalry before a ball is ever kicked, but it felt like it.
You want to make your mark on the first one, and obviously it's one that we'll never forget.
The best moment of this whole derby is the 7-0 at Yankee Stadium.
You know, the Red Wedding.
It was supposed to be the game for New York City at home that was going to give them their first win, and it just went sour.
We just came out firing.
But you could tell right away this was not going to be NYCFC's day.
Every single one of our guys scored on them.
I wasn't there. Good thing I wasn't, because I probably would have had a heart attack.
It was one of those that we want to forget.
7-0, huh? 7-0.
We scored a touchdown in a baseball stadium against a soccer team.
Whatever they're going to try to do, it don't matter, because that 7-0 will always stand.
When you have your closest rival in a derby game celebrating the way they did in your own stadium, that better hurt you.
I still love this team. We lose 7-0, we lose 7-0 with dignity.
Really? 7-0 is embarrassing. I mean, flat out embarrassing.
It's 7. Incredible.
It was a great day, but I think it just lit a fire under them.
What goes around comes around. You can't let it slip.
The derby will never be a derby until you actually beat your closest rival.
Delivering all the way through to Harrison. That's clever from Jack Harrison, and he scores! Jack Harrison, they have to worry about Villa in space. David Villa! He speaks with his feet. David Villa!
They were finally able to get the monkey off their back.
The mission was take back the city. Patrick Vieira's men have done that.
Come on, that's always going to be my moment.
So what? You won one game.
It gave life back into the derby because it gave belief and hope to NYCFC that this is a rivalry.
Of all the games that New York City FC and the Red Bulls have played, my favorite is August of 2018.
We were down to 9 men, and we fought and fought and fought.
We were exhausted and we were so tired.
They're just fighting with everything. People throwing themselves in front of balls. Every challenge is a strong one.
Our fans for 40+ minutes were cheering us on.
For us at the field, it felt like we were playing 11 against 11.
Chris Armas wiped his forehead, happy to get out of Yankee Stadium 1-1.
I left the field that game really thinking, man, this is something really special.
They're saying that's their greatest moment. Give me a break.
And it tells you the chemistry, the team spirit is there.
As there's more layers of history, it's going to get more competitive. There's a lot going on, even in those 4 years.
This has been a corner as opposed to a throw-in.
These two teams, there's not a lot to separate them, and that moment was the decisive one.
As much as it's frustrating, I actually think it helps the derby. Decisions like that create a storyline.
If you looked at the wins and losses over the last couple of years, I think we're in the lead.
Head-to-head, we've been doing, frankly, better, and this team's been around for a lot longer than they have.
They won a couple games, but they can't hang with us. We're just their daddies.
New York City right now has the upper hand. I just think that they're the better team in general.
This is big for us. We try to sway as many fans as we can our way.
If you want to support the best football team of New York, then you come to NYCFC. Simple like that.
Every hero has to have a villain. You can't have Batman without the Joker.
This is New York, greatest city in the world. We should have the greatest derby.
These are the people that, when I'm done playing, that I'll have to live with, so I'm trying to get as many wins as I can.
It's just a little more fuel to our fire to push on and eventually raise the trophy here.
We want to set the benchmarking. To do that, you have to win titles. That's the only standard that's acceptable in New York City.
Whoever wins MLS Cup first, they're going to capture the imagination of the city and the country and the rest of the world.
If you're just looking at the track record, New York is red.
New York is blue.
New York is blue.
New York is red, all day, every day.
New York is blue.
It's blue, there's no question.
New York is red.
New York is blue.
New York is red, mother. Cal says it.